There is a stillness that comes in the moments before a funeral, a nervous quiet heavy with anticipation and dread. He never married, never had children, didn't stay in touch with old co-workers. He wasn't close to family or seemingly anyone. After he retired, it was as though he faded slowly into the backdrop that was Issaquah, and then disappeared, quietly and completely. Bill Pringle died alone, 78 years old. He'd served in the Army during the Vietnam War, and he left behind no instructions for a celebration of any kind. He was to be cremated, then buried by a lone cemetery worker, and that would be that.
Everybody deserves, a goodbye, but it's most especially a guy like that,
Tricia Flintoff's husband is a funeral director in Issaquah. None of it seemed right to her. She put a post on Facebook and contacted the Tacoma School District. She asked if anyone remembered Bill Pringle. Bill had been a teacher there for many years. Kerry Collins teaches there now. He got involved and organized a ceremony for a man he'd never met.
To be buried alone, it just doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel right. It should be the people that he impacted should have an opportunity to come back and be with him.
The people he impacted. Turns out there was a bunch, like Mike Saftich.
He was just the nicest, kindest man, and he always cared about his students, and he wanted to make sure that they got a good education and learned how our government works.
And Allison Farrell.
Kind of, help people see like a bigger world than maybe what they were normally used to looking at.
And Leslie Barber.
But I think a lot of the things, the way I work with the people I work with, come from the way he taught me.
To his fellow teachers, there were different Bill Pringles.
He was eccentric, very much a joker, and I worked with him for 14 years, all at Tacoma.
Oh, he was a great guy. He was quite reserved, very scholarly, but he'd do anything for you.
He had a crush on Mary Tyler Moore back in the day and kept a picture on his desk. He wore a kilt to school once a year, and for a very long time, he taught young people, like Brett Habernicht, about their world.
He pulled me aside one day and just encouraged me and gave me just a reason to try a little harder, to expect more from myself. And I never forgot those words.
And so, in the stillness that day before the funeral, behind the black car, there were dozens of others following in a line. Fellow teachers showed up, and old Tacoma high school students. Classmates from the old days greeted one another. In the end, it was standing room only to celebrate a man, a teacher who was never quite as alone as he may have believed. Maybe Bill Pringle didn't fully understand his own impact. Maybe he felt forgotten at the end. It's hard to say. But if he did, he was wrong. Because that's the thing about great teachers, isn't it? They're never forgotten. Not really.